Dear student, I am starting your lecture number 10 for Unit 2 of paper EL 4501. In Unit 2, I will discuss the operational amplifier. In Unit 2, I will discuss operational amplifier. Operational amplifier. And its DC and AC characteristics will be discussed. So this is a very important analog linear IC. So it's very useful. Now I am starting your about operational amplifier. In short, it is called op-amp. In short, it is known as a op-amp. It is known as a op-amp, means operational amplifier. Operational amplifier is used to operate so many mathematical functions like summing amplifier, you can say differentiator, integrators, log amplifier, anti-log amplifier. So the name is given operational amplifier. The operational amplifier op-amp can be used for linear function, and it is also used for some non-linear operation. But mostly it is used for linear function, so it is known as a analog linear IC. I am showing you schematic diagram of the operational amplifier and its symbol. I am showing you the symbol of the operational amplifier. This is the symbol of the operational amplifier. In this chapter, I am discussing operational amplifier 741. This is IC number 741. This indicates the name of the company manufacturer. Now, here I am discussing the IC 741 having a 8 pin. There are different ICs available. In that, 2 of them are there. So it is a 14 pin. Different case of the op-amp 74 is available. It is available in metal case. It is in plastic case also. Today I am discussing about op-amp 741 having a 8 pin. I am showing you here. It has a 2 terminal, pin number 2 and pin number 3 for input. Here at pin number 2 it is mentioned negative sign, in pin number 3 it is mentioned positive sign. This negative sign indicate this is your inverting terminal, this is your inverting terminal, and positive sign indicate it is your non-inverting terminal. Non-inverting terminal. And output is taken from pin number 6. Here it is written, this is a V2 voltage, here is your V1 voltage. Means you are giving the voltage at the inverting terminal, you are giving the voltage at non-inverting terminal. This require the supply. I am showing you pin number 7, you have to connect plus VCC supply. Pin number 4, you have to connect minus VCC supply. And pin number 6 is for output. There is no connection for pin number 8. Pin number 1 and 5 I will discuss later on. It is used for the offset null. In a inverting terminal means if I give the signal at inverting terminal and V1 at non-inverting current terminal, I make it ground. This is called ground. If I make it ground, then output will be 180 degree phase shift. Output having a 180 degree phase shift. So due to this reason, this terminal is called inverting terminal. Minus sign indicate inverting terminal, means if you give the input at inverting terminal, output having a 180 degree phase shift with the input. At this time V1 is ground. Now, so what is non-inverting? This is for inverting terminal. This is for inverting terminal. So what is non-inverting terminal? For a non-inverting terminal, V2 is make the ground, you make ground, and you are applying the signal to the V1, then output will be the same like this. Means there is a zero phase shift between input and output. So it is called non-inverting terminal. Plus means non-inverting terminal. If I apply the input signal like this is ground, I'll get output which is in a phase with the input signal. Due to this reason, it is called non-inverting terminal. I think you understand what is inverting terminal and non-inverting terminal. In an inverting terminal, when you apply the signal, output having a 180 degree phase with the input. For a non-inverting terminal, if you apply the signal at the non-inverting terminal, the output having a same phase with the input. Now, pin number 6 is the output, and you are taking the output across the some load. Here output is taken. Here supply voltage I have mentioned, plus VCC and minus VCC. Supply voltage I have mentioned here. Generally the op-amp 741, you can use the supply voltage. This is a V plus, I can say V plus I have to connect here, V minus. So sometimes they are connecting from two different power supply. They are connecting from two different power supply like this. And this is your ground. So you are connecting this negative supply to the pin number 4 and positive supply to the pin number 7. This may be 12 volt. So negative supply you have connected to pin number 4 and you have connected the plus supply, positive supply you have connected to the pin number 7. No need to use the two different power supply. You can use plus or minus power supply. In your lab, we are giving you such kind of the supply. This is your plus terminal, here is your ground terminal, here is your minus terminal, this is plus 12, minus 12, this is your power supply. So this can be connected like this. I will show you. This can be connected like this. This plus you have to connect here and minus you have to look here. Plus I have to connect here and minus I have to connect. This is your like this, minus I have to connect here. And ground is this your ground line I have to connect here. So no need to use the two different power supply. You can use plus or minus 12 volt power supply. This is your plus or minus 12 volt power supply. So in this way you can use your power supply. The power supply can be prepared from the different way also. I am discussing how you can get plus supply voltage and minus supply voltage from single power supply. See, I am showing you like this, from single power supply. This is your, suppose you are having a 20 volt 4 volt power supply, 24 volt. If I make the connections parallel to the two resistance of a same value, whose take higher value, say 20 kilo ohm, 20 kilo ohm, Then if I connect the here capacitor of the order of 5 microfarad, then I can get here the V plus is nothing but the here I will get V by 2, and here I will get V minus is nothing but the minus V by 2. So in this way you can get the plus or minus 5 volt with this connection you can get plus or minus 12 volt power supply from only 24 volt power supply, and this connection can be made here. This is your ground line. Another way also you can get like this. See, from the one power supply you can get two different value of the voltage by using the two channel connected as shown in figure. Then you will get here, this is a ground line, here you will get VZ1, and here you will get negatives minus VZ1. This is your VZ1 voltage, breaking voltage, this is a VZ2 voltage. Means breakdown voltage of this diode, this zener is your VZ1. Breakdown voltage of this zener is VZ1, and breakdown voltage of this zener is Z2, and this is your ground line. So you can get these two power supply by this way also. There is another way you can get the power supply. I am showing you. Here RS is what you have to take the care. RS, the value of the RS is selected such that it provides the necessary value of the current to get avalanche breakdown of the zener. You can get two different power supply voltage plus and minus from one power supply by connecting the two diodes as shown in figure. The diode D1, diode D2, and here I am connecting the potentiometer. Here variable terminal I am making it is common ground, and here you will get from this terminal you will get positive voltage if this is V plus V by 2. From this terminal you will get negative voltage. This diode is used to protect the op-amp IC. If by mistake you have connected power supply connection in a reverse manner. See here what we were discussing. Here you require the two power supply, plus power supply and minus power supply. Here you require plus and minus power supply. You can connect the two different power supply. Here plus 12 and minus 12. But ground of both the power supply you should make the common. But you can, already I have shown you can use the only one power supply by different ways. See this way. You can connect here plus and minus by this way, plus and minus, and ground is here. By this way also you can use the single power supply to get positive and negative voltage from this circuit, and you can connect here plus and minus. Rather than using a two different power supply, you can use this, or already I have shown you in a previous, you can use plus or minus 12 volt power supply. I think you understand these things now. So what is op-amp? So somebody is asking you, what is op-amp? Op-amp is a direct couple, high gain amplifier to which feedback is added to control its overall response characteristics. What is op-amp? Op-amp is a direct couple high gain amplifier to which feedback is added to control its overall response characteristics. Now you may have question, what are the characteristics of the op-amp? Now I am discussing the characteristics of the op-amp. Op-amp is a direct couple high gain amplifier to which feedback is added to control its overall response characteristics. Now I am discussing the schematic diagram of the op-amp and its equivalent circuit both. And this is a pin number 7, this is a plus supply you have given. Pin number 4 you have given minus supply, and pin number 6 is your output voltage. You have to take your output voltage from pin number 6 with respect to ground. This is your pin number 2, is a negative terminal. This is a pin number 3, it's a positive terminal. Here I am giving the V1 voltage, here I am giving the V2 voltage. So what are the characteristics? This is the most important for you. The characteristics for the ideal op-amp. For ideal op-amp. The characteristics for the ideal op-amp. First characteristics. Input resistance of the op-amp tends to infinite. Input resistance between these two terminals of the op-amp is very large, tends to infinite. So why it is infinite? In the last semester I have discussed the two-stage common collector. Two-stage common collector. So here two-stage common collector is there. Here is also two-stage common collector is there. So it provides a very high input impedance. If this op-amp is fat op-amp, then here the two-stage, or you can say source follower is used, two-stage source follower is used. So as a result, here two-stage source follower, here is two-stage source follower. So it provides a very high input impedance. Therefore, I am writing here, it is your input impedance is very large. For ideal I am using a word infinite. You already know that nothing is ideal, but this is we are writing like this. Output resistance of this op-amp is very low, is 0, or we are writing tends to 0. If you see in some book they have written input resistance is infinite, output resistance is 0. Means resistance offered by this terminal pin number 6 is 0. Third, voltage gain tends to infinite. Voltage gain is very large. Fourth, bandwidth is very large. Bandwidth is infinite. Listen again. The input resistance is very high. We are writing infinite. Output resistance tends to 0. Voltage gain is infinite. Bandwidth is infinite. Perfect balance. This is important. Perfect balance means when both the input are at same level, then output must be 0. Perfect balance means both the input are at the same level, then output should be 0. Or I can write output of the op-amp is proportional to the output of the op-amp is proportional to the difference of the input signal. Or I can write output is nothing but the open loop gain multiplied by difference of input signal. I can write like this. This is your VD. Again, what I have written? Open loop signal. Perfect balance means when both the input are at the same level, output should be 0. Output should be 0. It means VO proportional difference of the input signal. VO is equal to open loop gain multiplied by difference of the input signal. Let us see what is open loop gain. Open loop gain means you have not added feedback. Feedback is not added. Here see, there is no feedback. What is feedback? Some part of the output is given to the input through some component, through some circuit, through some network. If I am connecting this output voltage to the input through this resistance, then it is called feedback. It is called feedback. This is called closed loop operation. This is known as a closed loop operation. This is known as a closed loop operation. If I am doing like this is your open loop operation. The gain of this op-amp for open loop AOL I am writing. This is your AOL. This is nothing but what you can say, this is your AOL. Open loop gain. This is your AOL. Open loop gain of the op-amp is very large. For your knowledge, and let me say, whenever you are using the open loop operation, then output is very high, because see, this is very large, so output is very large. Maximum output voltage is up to VCC. So for open loop operation, output voltage is always nearly equal to VCC. Output voltage is always nearly equal to the VCC. Remember this word. For which, if you have not connected any feedback, then it is called, you can say, open loop operation. Or open loop operation, output is always either plus VCC or minus VCC. I will explain you. So how you can say like this. Now, 6. Its slew rate is very large. So what is the slew rate? That we will discuss after a few lectures. Whenever you want to use op-amp with a high frequency, then you have to see what the slew rate of the op-amp. The slew rate of the op-amp should be infinite. When you are giving the square wave with high frequency, then you have to see the slew rate of the op-amp. Slew rate put the limit on a higher frequency operation of a op-amp. 7. Your CMRR should be infinite. What is CMRR means, that we will discuss, but remember, just I am discussing the characteristics of ideal op-amp. Then I have to mention this. CMR means common mode rejection ratio. Common mode rejection ratio. It is called common mode rejection ratio. Common mode rejection ratio. This is a very important parameter of a op-amp. What is the reason is that output should proportional to only difference of the input signal. For ideal op-amp, you know, output should proportional difference of the input signal. But in practice, it is not like this. Output also proportional to the common mode signal. This common mode signal is given by V1 plus V2 by 2. Due to this common mode signal, error is introduced in the output. Due to this common mode signal, error is introduced in the output. So to remove this error, to remove the error due to common mode signal, CMRR should be infinite. With the help of numerical, I will show you, and one theory I will show you. If CMRR is very large, then your output due to common mode signal tends to 0. You want output only due to difference of the signal. Only difference of the signal. So for that, value of CMRR should be very large, and generally it is represented in a decibel. 8. The characteristics, the characteristics of op-amp does not change with temperature, does not change with temperature. Characteristics does not change with the temperature. This is called, this is all are, is known as a characteristics of ideal op-amp. Last time I am telling you, input resistance is very large, output resistance is zero, voltage gain is infinite, bandwidth should be infinite, perfect balance. When V1 is equal to V2, then output should be zero. In short, output depends only on the difference of the input signal. It should not depend upon the signal which is common to both the input, inverting and non-inverting. Slew rate should be very large, common mode rejection should be very high, it should be infinite, then characteristics should not change with the temperature. But this is nothing is possible. This is just ideally we are writing. Now look here. What I have written. Direct couple. Op-amp is a direct couple. No coupling component is used here. Coupling component is not here. Coupling capacitor is not here. Directly you connect your signal to this terminal or signal to this terminal. Therefore, word is used direct couple. High gain. So, due to the internal circuit, this op-amp provides very high gain. This op-amp is feedback is added to control its characteristics. If I give the feedback, then I control these characteristics. Means I can control the RI of op-amp, I can control the RI of the op-amp, I can control RO, I can adjust the gain of the circuit, you can adjust the bandwidth. So it is called, due to feedback you can control its overall response characteristics. See, if I give the feedback from output to the input, if I give some feedback from output to the input, then you can control its characteristics. Let us see its equivalent circuit. I will show you the equivalent circuit of the op-amp. See, this is your input resistance of the op-amp. This is a pin number 2, this is a pin number 3. Here you are giving the voltage V2 with respect to ground. Here you are giving the voltage V1 with respect to ground. This is your minus terminal, this is your plus terminal, and this is called differential voltage. Remember, differential voltage is V1 minus V2. This is I am showing you voltage source equivalent circuit, and this is nothing but the voltage gain of the op-amp, and this is your RO, and here is your, this is the equivalent circuit of the op-amp. See, here differential signal is nothing but the V1 minus V2. Here what I want to say here, VO is nothing but the gain multiplied by difference of the input signal. Please remember like this, gain multiplied by voltage at positive terminal or voltage at negative terminal. You can also remember by this way, voltage at non-inverting terminal minus voltage at inverting terminal. Look here, if voltage at plus is greater than V minus, then output is positive, remember. Or I can say output is plus V saturated. For this circuit, for open loop operation, I am telling you. Plus V saturated means I am writing plus VCC. When V plus voltage means V1 is greater than, when V1 is greater than V2, when V1 is greater than V2, output is positive. For open loop operation, output is plus Vsat, or I can write plus Vc. Open loop, I think you understand. no feedback is given. This is most important. Remember, when we positive voltage at this terminal, non-inverting terminal is more than the voltage at inverting terminal, then output is plus VCC. When voltage at non-inverting terminal is less than this, output is negative. Means I should write it is called minus V saturated. It is called minus V saturated. It is called minus VCC. This is I am telling you for open loop operation. Remember, for open loop operation, you can say if the voltage at plus terminal is less than voltage at minus terminal, output is negative. So it is called minus Vsat. It is called minus VCC because very high. So it is called saturated voltage. It is called saturated voltage. You can understand like this. Suppose I am giving here the 1 volt, here giving the 2 voltage here. So my output is positive. Means it is plus VCC because this voltage is more than this. Now, if I give here 2 voltage, here 1 voltage, then output is minus negative or minus VCC. It is called minus V saturated because see here this voltage, because this voltage is more than this voltage. So for open loop operation, if the V2 is more than V1 or voltage at the inverting is more than the V1 non-inverting voltage, then output is negative. This you should remember. Now here I have shown your this equivalent circuit. Here AOL and VD is mentioned. This output resistance is what? Very, very low. You can connect directly any input, so there is no loading effect on the previous circuit due to very high input resistance. Some important point I am telling you. Due to infinite input resistance of the op amp, this does not draw any current. This current is zero. This current is zero. Due to infinite input impedance, your current is zero. Current drawn by this terminal inside is zero. Remember this. Second, due to infinite open loop gain, AOL is what? Infinite. So my differential input voltage should be this your VD, I can say. So I can write VD is equal to V1 minus V2 is equal to VO upon AOL, as AOL is tends to 0. So VD is equal to V1 minus V2 is equal to 0. Means my differential input voltage is it should be nearly to 0. This is an important point. Due to infinite open loop gain of the op amp, according to this equation, the difference between these two voltages tends to 0. So this is important point. Second, RO is this RO output resistance is nearly 0. So there is no effect on the output voltage if current is drawn from the pin number 6. RO is nearly 0. So there is no effect on the output voltage if current is drawn here. So these are the point important. If due to Ri, very large value of Ri, current flowing through this input terminal is nearly 0. Second, due to open loop gain is infinite. You can say the differential voltage between these two, difference of these two voltage tends to 0 or 0 you can say. Due to RO is 0, so output does not depends upon the current drawn from this. If this is not 0, Then if current is drawn, then output is reduced. That will be discussed later on. This is I will talk about open loop operation. Suppose someone say, sir, closed loop operation, what will happen? If I apply some closed loop like this, just for your knowledge I am discussing, if you apply this is your closed loop operation. This is called closed loop. Z is Z. And this is what I am making ground. Even though this does not draw any current due to very high input impedance, this does not draw any current. And this voltage does not depend upon if you are drawing some current from the output, because RO is nearly 0. So remember, these are the important points. This is closed loop, or this is with feedback. With feedback, you can say current passing through this also tends to 0. And this output voltage does not depend the current drawn from the pin number 6. You are drawing some current, even the output does not change because RO is 0. Here I am keeping the end of the lecture. Now in a second lecture I will discuss some important point, and then we will proceed further. If you do not understand any point, you can put the message on my WhatsApp number separately. Then we can discuss on phone call also. Okay, thank you.